Welcoming a very special guest to the desk here this morning. A very popular young lady, Kristen Rowe Finkbeiner, is joining us. MomsRisingOrg. You may have heard of the organization if you're one of the more than 1 million people that have heard of this organization and follow along with you. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me, and good morning.
Good morning.
Now, you are going to be appearing later on today. Why don't you tell everybody where you're going to be so people can come see you in person?
We're going to be at the Des Moines Public Library. We hope that everybody comes on down. We're going to be talking about women and family economic security with the Center for American Progress, with leaders, with sparkling speakers. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fantastic. Everybody can come.
No.
Well, let's talk about Moms Rising. Obviously creator, one of the co-creators, CEO. What is it all about if people haven't heard of it before?
Well, Moms Rising is a fun way that lots of moms and anybody who has a mom, so anybody who has a belly button can be involved.
So that pretty much rules everybody in.
Yes, everybody can be involved. And it's at MomsRising.org. You can sign on. It's free. But we're working to increase family economic security, to decrease discrimination against women and moms, and to build a nation where both businesses and families can thrive. And we have lots of ways for people to get involved, to get engaged, and to meet other moms and other people who have ever had moms.
What do you mean discrimination against moms, for those people that don't understand that?
Well, this is the big unknown that's happening right now. Being a mom is now a greater predictor of wage and hiring discrimination than being a woman is in the United States of America. And 82% of women do have children at some point in their lives. So pretty much everybody's hitting that maternal wall. And that is a big problem. It hurts our economy. It hurts our families. I have to announce also that moms are now a serious economic force. Here in Iowa, right now, about 3/4 of moms are primary or co-breadwinners for their families.
Wow.
So the wages of moms are absolutely needed, and when we have that wage and hiring discrimination, it hurts our families and it hurts the Iowa economy.
So it's a thicker glass ceiling for moms than it is for women in general.
You are so right. In fact, I like to say that it's a maternal wall standing in the way of any mom ever even getting into a room with a glass ceiling in the first place. And you can see that throughout all the data about who is holding the highest seats.
So when we read these stories in the news about women earning, I don't know, you would know better, 80 cents on the dollar to man or whatever, and we read this, and obviously it's very concerning, but how do you act upon that? What do you do about it? How do you fix it?
That's the best question ever.
Yeah.
Well, right now, women on the whole, on average, right here in Iowa, are making 78 cents to a man's dollar. But when you break that down and see what's going on, moms and women of color are experiencing increased wage hits on top of that. So moms are making about 68 cents to a man's dollar, and women of color are making about 60 cents to a man's dollar.
Jeez.
So what we do to break that down, your excellent question, is we know that when we move forward policies like access to paid family medical leave, like access to affordable, high-quality childcare, like access to earn sick days, and like paycheck discrimination legislation, that we're able to lower the wage gaps between moms and non-moms, and thus also between women and men. And bonus, women make about 3/4 of consumer purchasing decisions.
That should be the
Certainly do in our house.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's true.
Yeah.
You don't always hear that statistics, but that's very true.
So if we don't have money to spend, then guess what happens to our local stores, our local businesses? We all lose out. So it's a win-win-win for businesses, for families, and for economy.
Now, I know this is the primary subject of your talk later on today, but if you go to the website, there's things right off the top that are coming across the screen, like talking about commercials that are going towards children on fast food items or junk food or things like that. Like you cover quite a few bases when it comes to families, moms, things like that.
Yeah, we are a listening organization. So we listen to our members about what matters most to them, and then we open avenues for busy people to take action. So we are working on food justice. You can go to MomsRising.org. You can also follow us on Twitter at MomsRising or on Facebook. We have about 5 million readers, and then we also have 1 million members.
Wow. Now, you're talking about family economic security. We just had a charity on yesterday that does things for homeless families, and in a lot of cases, newly homeless families, people who have lost jobs. This is a much bigger deal than I think a lot of people realize. Even here in Des Moines, there are so many kids in schools on assistance and so many kids who go hungry every day. And this is a big national problem.
It's
isn't it?
huge. 1 in 5 children in the United States of America are experiencing food scarcity due to family economic limitations. And in fact, 1/4 of young families are living in poverty. The good news is that policies like access to paid family leave, which I might add, the United States of America is the only country in the world that's industrialized that doesn't have this policy in place.
Right.
Policies like that we see are wins for businesses because they have higher retention, productivity, and they have lower recruitment and retraining costs. They're good for taxpayers because people who are able to utilize those policies, studies show, need lower levels of government support in the long run. And they're good for families for obvious reasons, right? And so we see that there's such easy solutions within our reach. So it's very exciting.
How long have you
time.
been in existence? How long has your organization been in existence?
We're about to be 10 years old.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And you've spoke across the country in Washington, D.C., everywhere. You have a radio program that people can find, a podcast, things like that. Have you seen progress in those 10 years? Has something been done so that people will be like, okay, things can change?
Yeah, well, one of the things that comes to mind with Jackie's question, what's one of the first things that come to mind that you have helped change?
Well, one of the things that's been so spectacular is that there's a lot of cynicism out there about politics. There's a lot of people who think they can't make a difference, and the great joy of my job is being able to see the exact opposite take place. I get to see the voices of moms have such a powerful impact every day. We've helped pass paid sick days, for example, in 20 jurisdictions in 4 states. We've helped move forward access to affordable child care as well as increased access to fair wages in red and blue states across the nation. We've helped pass through the Affordable Care Act, and now 9 out of 10 Americans have access to health care. The wins are absolutely astonishing, and what's exciting is these are not partisan issues. We're seeing Democrats and Republicans alike support these issues. The polling right now on these issues is through the roof for Democrats and Republicans alike, and in local jurisdictions we're seeing bipartisan support as well. So momentum is growing, and when you sign on with Moms Rising, you can be part of that momentum.
Exactly. Because everyone
I like
knows the most important member of the family is mom.
There you go. And people can learn more about this if they head over to the public library today.
Today, yes.
Okay.
Head on over. It'll be a really fun time.
Wonderful.
Thank you for coming
Thanks a
over.
lot.
Thank you. Very, very nice to meet you. Thank
Good
you
to
so
meet
much.
you.